What an eventful day at One Jets Drive. Welcome on into Jets Media, everybody. My name is Richie. I just left Jets training camp. Today's Tuesday, August 19th. As you can see, I am in a hotel in Jersey because I'll be back at practice tomorrow. And today was a long day at training camp for the New York Jets. This is the final week of training camp as the New York Jets are preparing for their last preseason game this Friday against the Philadelphia Eagles. So much happened in today's practice, and I'm really excited to break it all down with you guys right here on YouTube. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hit the notification bell if you're not already notified every time your boy makes a video and goes live here on the channel. Hit the like button and, of course, comment your biggest takeaways and thoughts if you were at practice today or if you were not there. What was the biggest takeaways you guys have based on what you saw on X? Now, if you guys don't follow me on X, highly recommend it. I'm out there doing play-by-plays. Every single play that happens with the starters, I'm out there giving you guys as much details so you can see exactly what's going on through my eyes. I'm trying my best to break it all down. So we're going to go through my tweets in today's video because there's so much that happened today. And the first thing that I want to talk about is Aaron Glenn said earlier on in training camp that these practices are going to get longer as training camp progresses. And today was easily the longest day of Jets training camp. I mean, it started at like 12 and it ended at 3 o'clock or something along those lines. A long day at Jets training camp. Very intense, up-tempo. You hear Aaron Glenn yelling, next play, let's go, in and out. Just, oh my goodness, it was really cool to see. And I was blessed today with VIP access. I did not walk into training camp with VIP access, but somebody comes up to me like, hey, are you here alone? I was like, yeah. And then he's like, well, you're with me now, VIP. And I was like, oh, wow, that was cool. He didn't even know who I was. I was just like lucky enough to be part of this. I was talking to Wayne Corbett today. Today was a wild day for me, which was awesome. Very thankful. Took a cool picture with Jets GM Darren Muji. Had a nice little interaction with Jets undrafted free agent Quentin Skinner, which was cool. Here's the video of that. I'm here with wide receiver Quentin Skinner. What do you got to say to Jets fans, bro?
Jets, Jets. Come out this weekend. Come support against Philly. Let's go.
He had a great day today. We're going to talk about that. Don't you worry. But today's practice, there's so much that happened, and I really want to go into in depth of exactly what happened on the practice field. So, starting off with the injuries, we had some positive injuries to talk about on the defensive side of the ball. Jermaine Johnson, first time ever seeing him back in team drills. He was full go today. Really cool to see Jermaine Johnson back at practice. Quinnen Williams also returned to practice today for the first time since he is returning from that calf injury. We saw him participate in individuals last week, but he was in team drills today, which is important. Will McDonald practiced today, who was held out of the preseason game due to a knee issue. He looked really good today, had a sack on Justin Fields. And then Sauce Gardner returned to practice today, and he was the highlight. I mean, we're going to talk about Sauce a lot in this video. He was like unbelievable today. He did leave practice with a little bit of a ginger limp. He did not return just because they are definitely playing it safe with that calf injury. But overall, 4 Jets starters on defense returned to practice today, which is definitely something that we have to talk about to start it off. The injuries are on the good side for these New York Jets. So let's get into Justin Fields in the offense. How does that look? That's what everybody wants to know. Every single time I'm assuming people click on videos to talk about what happened at practice, it's all about what's going on with this offense, what's going on with the offense, what's Justin Fields looking like, okay? And the practice started off with one-on-ones, wide receivers versus corners. So you had Justin Fields, Martinez, and Cook alternate going up against, Garrett Wilson one-on-one with Quantez Stiggers, and then you have Arian Smith one-on-one with another DB, Brennan Stevens, and they would run routes. And that was the first part of practice, and it was really cool to see. The first rep, Garrett Wilson one-on-one with Stiggers, and Stiggers actually had a really good rep. He stayed with Wilson down the right sideline. Fields floated it up for a 50-50 ball. Garrett Wilson looked like he went up and make a tremendous grab, but then Stiggers was able to knock the ball out incomplete. But then after that play, Garrett Wilson dominated his reps. He went up against a lot of players. Mario Goodwich beat him one-on-one in the slot multiple times. So Garrett Wilson looked fantastic in one-on-ones. That's not surprising. But Arian Smith stood out today at wide receiver. He caught a goal ball down the right sideline. Justin Fields putting it in the breadbasket. The Jets already posted a highlight of that right here. And it was really cool to see Arian Smith's speed up close in person. And when you're in the VIP section, you're seeing it from this end zone view. And I had really good eyes on practice today. When you're in the general public one, it's hard to kind of see everything because you're on the 50-yard line. You're not really up close and personal. I got to see really cool stuff today that I'm excited to break it all down with you. So the one-on-one drills, Arian Smith stood out. Quentin Skinner, undrafted free agent, also stood out. Had a nice moss of a catch, 50-50 ball, going up there and grabbing it. He looked so fantastic. Malachi Corley had a nice catch on a fade, which was cool to see. But Garrett Wilson did make Quantez Stiggers look silly after Stiggers got the best of him earlier on in that drill. The last time they went up against each other, Garrett Wilson just off the line, his release was so disgusting where he got like 7 yards of separation against Stiggers after Stiggers got the better of him, which was cool to see Garrett Wilson like, nah, you're not getting me, bro. You're not getting me. And Sauce did not participate in those drills. He came into the team drills 11 on 11, and that's where Sauce was just like, I was watching him, bro. I'm like, this guy is unbelievable. He's elevated his game in practice. He looks bigger, stronger. There was a rep where I saw him. I was staring at Sauce 7-on-7 in the end zone drills, red zone drills, and it was Josh Reynolds versus Sauce. And Justin Fields looked at Reynolds, and he's like, I'm not going there, because Sauce was pressing Reynolds at the line of scrimmage, blanketed him, where Reynolds literally was in jail. He couldn't move, and then Fields had to look left, throw it incomplete. And I'm just like, dude, Sauce is ridiculous. There's another rep where Sauce locked down Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson was smothered. Fields did not throw his way, and then Fields finally threw the ball to Sauce Gardner, with Tyler Johnson was the intended target. Incomplete. Sauce just gets the ball out of his hands, pass breakup, and you see Sauce swaggy. And then the last play that Sauce Gardner had in practice today, it was a deep ball. It was like 4th down in the red zone. They were trying to get in the end zone from like the 20-yard line. Fields threw the ball down the right sideline to Josh Reynolds. If Reynolds kept running, it could have been a touchdown, but he stopped running, and the ball goes all the way into the end zone. I saw it right in front of me, and then Sauce was right there. He kind of falls to the ground. He gets up, and he's like hobbling a little bit to the sideline, and that's where you saw the reporters tweet that Sauce Gardner's limping, and then he never returned to practice. But he was on the sideline with his helmet. He was pacing back and forth. You can tell he wanted to practice, but the Jets are holding him back. There's no reason to rush Sauce Gardner back on the practice field because he's coming back from a calf injury, and that's not something you want to test, okay? So calf injuries are they're really risky for re-injury. So Sauce was dominant today, but he was held out after that one play. So that's definitely a takeaway I had of Sauce Gardner. But going back to Arian Smith, because I did mention him, he was tremendous. He had one drop today, and he was perfect up until that drop. I know everyone's like, oh, see, he dropped the ball. Arian Smith drops. He's bad. No. Don't even read into that one drop. He was perfect. There was a rep where he ran a deep in route, and right when he turns his head, Cook put the ball right on him, and he made a tremendous catch timing. He ran a deep comeback route, had a beautiful catch, had another route where he caught it in traffic. He had that go ball that we talked about. Arian Smith is a player that this Jets team is definitely going to be utilizing a ton, so stock up for Arian Smith. Keep buying that stock. Speaking of the wide receivers, Quentin Skinner, the undrafted free agent wide receiver, he had a big touchdown today. Brady Cook, he was escaping pressure. Probably could have been sacked. I mean, there's a lot of sacks that could have been sacks, but they're not going full live yet. Brady Cook rolls to his left. You see Skinner running across the field deep, putting his hand up. Cook puts the ball up on the run. Skinner gets it for the touchdown, and he's running around so happy that he got a touchdown, hyping up the crowd. Skinner has a lot of juice, getting that one-handed touchdown grab last week in the preseason, and then I talked to him after practice. I'm like, yo, you're balling out there, man. Really hope you make the team. He's like, I appreciate it, man. He was really nice, and he put his helmet down. He was like, wants to talk to me, and I'm like, yo, let's take this video. And that's where I took the video that you guys saw. So he's absolutely looking fantastic from the wide receiver standpoint. Really curious to see if he does make the team or not. I really hope he does, because that would be awesome. That would be absolutely awesome. There was a play where Skinner on one-on-one, remember a few minutes ago I mentioned that he mossed somebody one-on-one in that drill. It was against Jarius Monroe, and he was talking smack. He was looking at Monroe, staring down at him, flexing on him. He's got a lot of juice, man. He's got a lot of juice, which is really, really cool to see. Now, going on to the negatives, someone who had a really rough day of practice today was Breece Hall. Breece Hall had 3 or 4 drops where you're looking around dude, he was visibly frustrated, at punching the ball, really upset with himself multiple times. That's not going to help the narrative that Jets fans have that Braylon Allen's the guy and cut Breece, or no one's saying cut Breece, but people are saying trade Breece. Definitely a rough day for Breece Hall today at practice. Braylon Allen showed a lot of juice. Isaiah Davis is still not practicing, by the way, but that's something to keep in mind of that. Now, when it comes to the offense in totality, it was red hot to start it off. Justin Fields was precise, making every single throw. He had a lot of throws over the middle to Mason Taylor. He was hitting Garrett Wilson. He was hitting Reynolds. There was a lot of throws that he had. So I want to go into my team drills play-by-play so even I can remember, right? Justin Fields went 4 for 4 in a team drill, and I remember that one where he had a nice, Garrett Wilson had a nice catch, and he kind of juked out Sauce, ran all the way for a touchdown, but it wasn't really a touchdown. They blew the ball dead. Josh Reynolds had a reception. Tyler Johnson, Ruckert, 4 for 4 on that rep, and this was the highlight of the practice right here. Justin Fields finished off this drill in the red zone, 7-on-7, zipped a touchdown pass to Garrett Wilson. And I saw that up close in person. Look at the video on your screen here because it was absolutely tremendous. This is what I wrote when I saw it in real time. Garrett Wilson just caught a touchdown that reminds us all why he got the contract extension. Tight coverage from Stevens. Fields zips it only where Wilson can get it, extended his arms to bring it in on a diving touchdown grab. Wow. I mean, I was sitting there right behind the end zone, so I saw it up close and personal. I was like, dude, this guy's unbelievable out there, going crazy. But then to finish off practice, there was a lot of Aaron Glenn ripping. I mean, like his players. There was a one rep where, I don't know exactly who it was, but he was screaming at him after running the wrong route. And you can definitely tell that Aaron Glenn was disciplining this football team. He was screaming all throughout practice, in and out of plays, up-tempo, keeping the intensity going. And then to finish off practice, they did a 2-minute drill 2 times. The defense won both reps. Justin Fields in the offense, 2 minutes on the clock, starting at your own 35, have to drive the field to either get 3 points or a touchdown. They failed both times. A lot of it had to do with the pass rush getting home. Fields looked at Wilson, but Will McDonald screamed off the edge for a sack, beating Olu Fashanu. That was the sack I was referring to earlier. Then there was a penalty, and then there was more pressure up the middle. And then on 3rd and 25, there was great pass protection, but Fields just went underneath to Mason Taylor. So the offense stalled out on that. And then on the last drill of practice, the 2-minute drill, Justin Fields threw a bullet over the middle with pressure in his face to Mason Taylor for the first down, but the offensive line got flagged for holding, and right there, the penalty on the offensive line, that ruined the entire drive. I feel like if there was not a penalty and the first play was a bullet over the middle of the field to Mason Taylor, which would have been like a 15 or 20-yard gain, the Jets would have had the ball midfield, but now it goes to 1st and 20. That's not going to work out. You can never go into 1st and 20 and expect this offense to really do much, especially with the Jets defense that's going to blitz heavy, right? And then the Jets just kept blitzing, and then there was pressure everywhere, and then they were not able to do anything with it. And then Quincy Williams was screaming, demanding the offense has to do push-ups, and they were all doing push-ups, and the defense won practice, and the offense was stuck doing push-ups. So that's really everything that happened at practice. Is a longer video. I'm trying to remember everything. But some guys that I definitely want to highlight is Andrew Beck. He had a touchdown catch from Justin Fields in the red zone. It was like at the 1-yard line drills, goal line, beautiful catch for the touchdown. He also had a catch and run for like 50 yards. He also had a fullback dive play call for him, which was interesting. You saw Adrian Martinez hand the ball off to Beck up the middle and then fake the toss to Donovan Edwards. I thought that was a creative play. The Jets are definitely utilizing Andrew Beck a lot. Another stock up is definitely Arian Smith and Quentin Skinner. The 2 rookie wide receivers are definitely making some plays. Another stock up is Mason Taylor. He's just a rock. Every time the ball's thrown his way, he knows exactly what he needs to do. Something else that I forgot to mention that definitely deserves to be talked about is Josh Myers was the starting center today. Joe Tippmann working with the 2s. And I'm like staring at Joe Tippmann with the 2s, and he's not like blowing me away. Like if you're a starting center and you're going with the 2s, you should be dominating. Wasn't really the case for Joe Tippmann there. But yeah, there's a lot of other things that happened at practice today. I don't want to make this video too long, but if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button, comment your thoughts down below, subscribe to the channel, folks. I love going to Jets practice, as you guys know. Tomorrow will be the last day I will be at Jets training camp this year, and then that's when real football begins in a few weeks against the Steelers. So hit the thumbs up button and comment down below, play an emoji if you stayed to the end. I'm out. Let's go Jets. Peace.